If you are a Baddies and Zeus Network watcher, supporter, fan, whatever you want to call it, then you know who TT and Hurricane M is. In the recent episode, there was, definitely some fighting going on. So I want to look at the energy between TT and Hurricane because, first of all, that was not like no one expected that. So let's see. How does Hurricane M feel towards TT at this time? How does Hurricane M feel towards TT at this time? That was a Queen of Wands. How does Hurricane M feel about TT at this time? Okay, so we have the Page of Cups. And let's not forget they were friends, so, but let's see. Page of Cups, Ace of Swords, Six of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. So she misses TT. She still feels, pretty emotionally connected to their friendship. So it's definitely painful with the Ten of Swords, being the last card. It's painful for her for sure. She still feels a bit emotionally loaded about it. She want to talk to TT, but it's like with the Ten of Swords being the last card, it's like it's not easy. I feel like she might be just taking it for what it is and just letting it go, but there's still like an emotional consideration, a genuine, desire to engage, but I don't think that's happening. I'm not seeing like active engagement. I feel like she wants to. This is really like sweet energy. So now let's see what TT, how TT feels. Because TT claims she didn't know or see Hurricane M helping her and jumping in and stuff, but she was. Everybody was telling her, and it's like you could tell TT is a bit hard headed. So it's like I don't know, but let's see. How does TT feel about Hurricane M at this time? How does TT feel about Hurricane M? Okay, Nine of Wands. Yeah, so like I said, she's a bit more hard headed, you could tell. So with the Nine of Wands coming out and the Four of Wands, it's like she's standing her ground and just focused on like what she was saying, or she's standing strong on her beliefs and stuff like that. It's kind of like she's defending her beliefs. You have the Knight of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups, so it's like she's willing. This shows that she's pretty willing or open to engage with Hurricane M. I'm not sure if they have, but it looks like she's not opposed to engaging with Hurricane M. It's like she was just standing her ground. And maybe she did feel like, when they was fighting and stuff like that, she just probably felt like she was getting taken through there. So, I guess if she feel like she didn't see it, like, she just probably feel like you can't blame me. I didn't know. I didn't see. I was busy fighting a million people or fighting some big girls. But I mean, she was in it though, for sure. But I feel like Hurricane M, she feels really like nostalgic and really like wanting to talk to her, but she's just keeping like she's saving face. And it's like TT, she's good where she's at, and I feel like she's open to like talk or whatever or engage with Hurricane M. I don't feel like she's opposed to it, but I'm not saying that she's apologetic or anything. And plus, they didn't directly fight, you know, but still, she just was standing on what where she was at in the moment. She might be okay with the fact that she was wrong or whatever the case may be, but you know, it's not really going to change her stance. It's like she's still standing in that stance that she was in. Like, oh well, that's where I'm at. That's what it is. So let's see what the future of their friendship is, or, you know, is it really over or something like that? Because, you know, them being friends and having almost the same body type, it just made sense, but I don't know. TT's a bit, she just, you know, got more dominant energy with her. So, but let's see, what is the future of TT and Hurricane M's friendship? Is it really over, or will they become friends again? What is the future of Hurricane M and TT's friendship? So we have the Page of Wands, the Two of Cups, Four of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Swords, Sun, Queen of Cups. I feel like that's Hurricane M. I feel like Hurricane M is more conflicted than TT. It's like she keep getting the Ace of Swords, so it's like it's maybe stuff she want to say, or this could just be clarity that it's just no more, or things is just not going to be the same, or things just not how it is. But I feel like she's more conflicted than TT. Two of Pentacles, Emperor, the Magician, or it might be on her whether they become friends again or not. But we have the Six of Cups, so we're getting a couple of the same cards. But the future of their friendship, Hurricane M, she might not really want to be friends anymore. It's like she's nostalgic and she do want to come together with her and stuff like that, but she's conflicted for the most part. It's like, I feel like at the same time, she's open to it. Like, I'm not saying she's saying like, no, I don't, you know, she's open to it, but she's still conflicted about it. And the fact that her energy is showing up more, it's like, maybe she do still want to be friends with TT, but, you know, all she could do is just, you know, stand her ground too, you know. And it might be times where she might almost like try to interact with TT too, because, you know, the Strength card is next after the Six of Cups. So it's like it might be times she almost, you know, want to like interact with TT, but, you know, maybe she just feel like how things transpired was crazy, you know, with pressure being as tall as she is going after her. But I mean, Hurricane M, you know, she doing her thing though. I can't even lie. Like she been doing her thing and stuff. So I ain't mad at that. But it's like she just clear. Like Hurricane M, she's clear headed. And I feel like, you know, it's probably always an opportunity for them. So I do feel like it just depends, because the Wheel of Fortune did show like, you know, there's unpredictability in the possibility. The Sun is on the second row, but this is connected to, you know, Hurricane M just having some type of clarity or seeing the truth or seeing things for what it is. All right, because the Ace of Swords is first and then the Sun. So this is seeing things for what it is, seeing the truth, even if it ain't pretty. So she see things for what it is. And it's like she's standing her ground and, you know, protecting herself and stuff like that with the Seven of Wands. But there's still like a nostalgic thing with her. Like she still wants to engage, but I'm not sure like if she is. So they might still be around each other, you know, regarding baddies and all that, especially if they both go back on a show or whatever tours and appearances. But I'm not really seeing like them actually coming together. Like I'm not really seeing any cards that indicate teamwork, togetherness, stuff like that. And Page of Wands, Two of Cups, Four of Pentacles started off the reading anyway. So it's like, you know, the friendship is just changed. In Hurricane M, she might just feel like she got to be on her toes a little bit more and stuff like that. So yeah, Strength card, Eight of Pentacles, Two of Swords. Besides work, it might not be nothing going on. Five of Wands, Chariot, Two of Wands, Four of Swords. Yeah, nothing's really going on. Like, it looks like their friendship might be over, even though or maybe they just won't, like, maybe they're not going to be like vindictive towards each other, but the friendship is over though. So they might be cordial or whatever with each other, but I feel like the friendship aspect is just over, you know. So let me ask, do TT feel apologetic? So let's see, does TT feel apologetic towards Emery? Knight of Swords, Lovers, Three of Pentacles, High Priestess. So this is not apologetic energy, but, you know, she did speak her piece, though. But it's not like feeling apologetic. She may feel like she said what it is. She said the why. So she may feel like, you know, she said everything she needed to say. And she was, you know, she may feel like she was genuine with what she said and stuff like that. She expressed herself. She didn't keep anything in. So she is just rolling off her back. Like, it's not something that she's really too focused on anymore, because she feel like she spoke her piece. So she don't feel apologetic, but she don't feel like, you know, petty about it either, or mad or anything like that. And like I said, I still feel like it's an opportunity for them to possibly interact, but I don't know about the friendship aspect. Or maybe it just was with the Lovers, Three of Pentacles, maybe it just was about work or something like that, or maybe they just had a more practical yet fickle friendship or something like that. But yeah, we have the Page of Swords at the bottom, so she don't feel apologetic because she feel like she spoke her piece. So let's see what kind of connection or friendship Emery and TT had before this fallout, or before this whole situation blew out of proportion. So what type of friendship did Hurricane M and TT have before the fight with Pressure? So before that whole situation, we have the Two of Pentacles, we have the Page of Cups, we have the Nine of Wands, we have the King of Cups. I feel like this is, you know, TT's energy, because like I said, she got the Nine of Wands with her stuff earlier, and I said she's a bit hard-headed. So I feel like TT, she's, you know, she got that niceness, but it's shown in a very, like, dominant type of way, you know. And with the King of Cups, you know, that's her energy, I feel like. Knight of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. So it's like she was kind of, even if Hurricane M don't want to admit it, it's like she was kind of running the friendship in a way. And then the Queen of Wands, you know, could be Hurricane M, and we have the Hierophant at the bottom. So they had something where it's like loyalty was understood and didn't have to be explained, but it was definitely, it's definitely something about their connection that's, it's like a soul connection or something like that, because the Hermit is coming out, and that's the only major that came out so far. So I'm gonna put that in the middle, because this, I always like to look for like the first major, and that's like everything that's going on inside. So I feel like they definitely had like a soul connection. It's like their souls already knew each other, and maybe it was like a past life connection too, where one was a female, one was a male in the past life. And it's like something being acted out or something like that. But yeah, they had a pretty practical connection. Page of Cups showing up, in a friendship, it's still just as weird as if it was a love reading. So it's like they just had a connection that was more physical, mechanical, transactional, practical, or something like that, or just like I said, was understood. It didn't have to be explained. Like, of course, they met on the show, I think. So it's like, of course, it was about money, and they just, kind of had that connection. But if it's not really backed up by anything solid, then yes, someone could interfere with that, because you got the Two of Cups, Queen of Wands. So Hurricane M might have been more emotionally invested, even if it's not admitted. Like, it just looks like the more emotional investment is on Hurricane M's side. Because people already, call TT a man. So, and the Nine of Wands being with the King of Cups, that's just her dominant energy. So, let me see, what is the Two of Pentacles? That's a Chariot card. Let's see, what is the Two of Pentacles? When cards fall out, I don't always like to take it, but I'm going to just go ahead and set this one to the side because it did kind of pop out. It's kind of bent too, though, and that could be why it's popping out. That's why I don't really like to take it. I like to do clean pulls, but the Chariot came out, so like I said, they met, through the business aspect and stuff like that. They travel and make money too. But let's see, what is the Two of Pentacles? And it was, something immature about the way TT was showing up, but it's the Two of Pentacles. Like, you could tell being emotionally, like, vulnerable, or, she's not like a soft person, basically. She's a dominant person. She got a strong personality. What is the Two of Pentacles? So we have the Knight of Wands, Page of Cups with the High Priestess, Three of Wands with the Nine of Wands, Eight of Pentacles with the King of Pentacles. So it's like TT was, more practical with the way she was engaging with the friendship with Hurricane M. And you have the Nine of Cups. She liked how things was going. It was, business and fun. Of course, like, their business is clearly fun. They go to the club and stuff and travel. But we have the Death card with the Ten of Pentacles. So it's like they both were like, coming up together and stuff like that. Ten of Swords with the Two of Cups. And we have the three of Cups with the Queen of Wands. So, yeah, they had like a pretty personal type of friendship on Hurricane's M side. It was always them or them and someone else maybe. But TT, she was more like open even with their friendship. And Hurricane M was basically just like focused on TT. Like, for instance, if they're friends and they're somewhere else, and Hurricane M is just sticking by TT, but TT, she's able to engage with a lot of other people and other situations in wherever they're going. And Hurricane M is just, sticking by her basically. So they had that type of connection. But yeah, it's definitely something like they souls definitely know each other. It's not like a spiritually fresh connection basically. So there's definitely some soul recognition between them. So yeah, it's like they both were experiencing a friendship differently. It was definitely like, because the way TT's experiencing it, she got wands and stuff and pentacles. So she's experiencing Hurricane M like another person she can have adventures with and make money with. And Hurricane M felt like they had a friendship and she was emotionally invested in their friendship. And it wasn't perfect even with just them, because you got the Two of Cups clarified by the Ten of Swords. So it wasn't ever really perfect, but they did have fun together. And like I said, it was a more emotional aspect of the friendship, or enjoyment of the friendship, on Hurricane M's side. I'm wondering too if TT had like a secret crush on M. I'm only saying that because we got the Page of Cups and it's clarified by the High Priestess. That's like secret admirer energy. So it makes me wonder if there was like a slight crush, even if she got over it, you know. Or maybe in the back of her mind, she might like Hurricane M a little more, or something like that. But other than that, she was experiencing Hurricane M in a more physical, flesh-like way. And Hurricane M was experiencing this like an actual friendship. So clearly it was one-sided in the way things were experienced anyway. So I guess that energetic clash, it was bound to show up some kind of way. But regardless, they'll be okay. You know, I guess they'll be able to be cordial. Nothing too crazy, I guess. Hopefully. We'll see. But that's all for now, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading, because I did. Have a good one. See you guys in the next one.